Well, good morning and welcome back to Cityline. With me are two amazing, wise, tender souls that Carol Milgard Breast Center screening is very, very lucky to have, I have to tell you. Please join me in welcoming Amber Castle. You are a marketing and outreach specialist for said breast center. Welcome to Cityline.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
It's great to have you
Thank you.
here. You brought with you, okay, here we go. Adrienne Tillman, you are a nurse navigator, which we're going to find out what that is in a second. Okay. But I know it's something really good, so I just want to say thank you so much for what both of you do. If someone has not been into Carol Milgard, which I find that hard to believe because Carol Milgard is the spa where men and women go to have breast exams and to keep themselves healthy. Tell us what you do in a typical day, Amber, and what you do, Adrienne, in a typical day. Go ahead.
So in a typical day, I go into the breast center and I usually walk around, check in with everyone, see what the flow is going to be like for the day. And, I connect with the community, see how I can better help everyone. We have multiple fundraisers throughout the year, so I'm there to support our admin with our executive director and the assistant. So there's a lot of background work that I do, with social media, making marketing material, and then the outreach side of things with connecting with our community and navigating them to the breast center for their screenings.
I love that. And boy, the look on people's faces when they walk in for the first time. I mean, from the moment, even when you get in the parking lot, because there's room to park. There's a bus right there, a bus line. So we're talking about lowering barriers to get people in the door so they can have a say about their health. And so then, Adrienne, where do you pick up once she has been in there and done her behind the scenes thing?
And so I am I pretty much work from home, and so I am at home working and making calls and seeing where in the community I can go out and reach women and meet women. And so that's included a variety of places like the farmers markets, food banks, just lining up areas I can go and meet ladies. And sometimes it's just on the phone or people have seen some of my flyers. I put flyers out different places.
Yes.
So it's just kind of strategizing and seeing where I can go for the day to interact with other ladies that I might, can navigate and guide them to the Carol Milgard.
Let's talk about, when I ask you, what is Leaders in Women's Health and Sister Friends, which I love that phrase. I have women in my life who call me Sister Friend, and I know exactly what it means. I'm like, yes, I've earned this. So what is this program? Tell us about it.
So the Leaders in Women's Health is a group of ladies in the community who are very dedicated to preventing health disparities and seeing what we can do to resolve them. And so we meet once a month, and we meet at the Urban League right now, and that's our home.
They have a new executive director.
Yes, and we do, yes. And so we're the Leaders in Women's Health. We actually have a brochure that tells about what we are doing.
Really still in our amazing people. There it is, people in the booth. They are a little higher up. Right?
Higher.
There we go.
Leaders in Women's Health.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Right there.
Okay.
And I just want to read the mission real quick.
Please do.
Our mission is the Leaders in Women's Health exists to fight health disparities in the African American community. We envision a world where all people have access to all aspects of health, no matter the color of their skin, socioeconomic status, or gender. And then if they want to know more, we have a history and
love that.
All that. They worked hard to get this beautiful.
I bet. Well, yes, they did because that matters.
Yes.
So once Adrienne has done her magic, and man, she's got magic. I can see it. Amber, then we get to the reasoning or a purpose for screening events, because she kind of sets it up. She's out there in the community, she's educating, talking to people, trying, and also helping them get into the center, and then, or into a place where they can learn about a screening. And then what happens?
So We started the screening events because of an epidemiology report that we received back in 2011 showing that there's a higher breast cancer rate and mortality rate for African American women.
Absolutely.
And so based off of that, we came together with other organizations and community leaders and was like, hey, how can we do something to reduce mortality of breast cancer for the underserved and underinsured community?
Absolutely.
And that is where we decided, hey, let's do screening events.
Yay!
Let's create access.
And this is a delicate topic and a delicate language tiptoe, but I'm going to say it, and that is how grateful we are to have a Black woman leading this, because there's a reason why breast cancer affects the Black community, and we need to put our eyes on, and we need to see that. What do these screening events have in terms of an impact on women that you're reaching out to, Adrienne?
Oh, I think it's had a great impact as far as mainly, first of all, awareness.
Right.
You know,
awareness.
And even just hearing those statistics, it's kind of like, it's
huge.
It's eye-opening, it's enlightening, it can be alarming, but it's very important because it gets people's attention, you know, that this is very important. It can save your life. It can not only save your life, it impacts your friend's life, your family's life, first of all, then your friends.
That's the community.
Yes, and that involves the community.
Absolutely. How long have you been promoting this type of activity before they get into the screening?
You mean for each event? Oh, it's usually about 2 months for each event.
Okay.
It's just over time, going to different events, going to community events, whatever's concerts. You know, you never know who you meet in the concert.
It's true. Well, you never know who you're going to meet at the coffee shop, too.
Right. Farmers markets.
Absolutely.
It's been pretty fun just getting out and talking to people. And hey, by the way, have you had your mammogram lately?
Right.
You know, that kind of thing, just kind of leading into that conversation.
Absolutely.
But the impact has been, I think, quite a bit.
You are the impact.
You're just seeing people, a woman of color too, help.
Yes, I was going to say the ability to identify somebody who looks like you in a situation where you're not quite sure how to navigate is just the warm blanket that we all need when we walk in there. Amber, when is the next screening event and how does someone get scheduled as they're listening to this?
Yeah, so our next screening event is, I want to make sure I say it right, is December 5th, 2023 from 1 to 5 p.m. We do have a deadline though to actually get scheduled, and the deadline is November 1st by 3 p.m. We have this deadline just to make sure that we're getting all the documentation that we may need so that when the person who comes in for their appointment, it's very smooth and there's no paperwork that needs to continue to be involved.
Yes.
No one likes paperwork, right?
No one likes it. It makes us more nervous.
So when they, if they were navigated by Adrienne, she'll stay in contact with them, but otherwise there is a phone number that you can call that is directly to our event coordinator, and that is 253-301-6615.
Yes.
And the sooner you call, the better, just
Call
to
now.
make sure that you are getting that appointment, you're getting the time that you want it exactly to be, and it just makes you know, the entire transaction just as smooth as possible, because that's what we want.
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's how you get scheduled. When you do call the event coordinator, she will ask you questions about financial aid.
That was one of my questions
Yep.
of where's the financial aid?
Yeah, so the financial aid will, when you call the event coordinator, she'll bring it up to you. And I do have to mention, though, that if you do have health insurance, it will be billed. But if you don't have health insurance, we will provide financial aid to make sure that every person who comes in, you know, has the ability to have that barrier eliminated if that is something that is making you not want to be a part of it. Right?
That is, I mean, what you have just said is enormous. Wow. I mean, talk about lowering barriers and getting people
I know,
in. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I want to just share a quick story about when you get into Carol Milgard and when you start the process. It is like a spa. I mean, I wasn't kidding. It is. Everything is laid out for you. Every detail is attended to. And bigger details are also attended to. When you are coming back for a second time, my experience was there was a woman on the couch and she was in distress, she was crying, and there were 3 of us in the room with her. We all got up and went and hugged her and held her. And just the power of sisterhood, of we all have the same breasts and we understand what you're going through right now. And this is scary. I think that happens more often than not at Carol Milgard because people care so much. The love language is just there. Let's talk about your volunteers, because I know that volunteers are a big part of this. If someone wants to volunteer, how do they go about doing that?
Yeah, so if anyone is interested in volunteering, they can directly call my phone and I will definitely find volunteer opportunities for them. We have so many coming up, especially in October because it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes.
So there's all kinds of different health events going on. And then also they can contact Adrienne as well because she has, I'm sure, a ton of volunteer opportunities
Oh, I bet she
through
do.
leaders. So those are great ways. Also, if you know anyone who is 40 and older who hasn't had a screening mammogram, maybe it's their first one, please have them contact us. We want to get them scheduled. It's going to save their lives and protect our community and our family and our friends, and that's what we want to do.
I don't think I can say anything else except thank you so much for what both of you do for women and for our community. And I want to have you back on the couch sooner than later, okay?
We'd love to be here.
It's our passion, so it's one of our passions. So.
Yes, it is. It is. Healing is a passion. Thank you. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
When we come back, Tacoma Refugee Choir will be in the house. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back.